Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the On Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of On Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Hello, this is John Frenaye, and it is Wednesday, October 11th, and this is the On Annapolis Daily News Brief. In an absolutely terrifying article in last night's Capital, 5 men have been charged in the gang killing of an Annapolis woman who was missing since June. Over the last 2 weeks, there have been 2 press conferences held by the Anne Arundel County Police Department regarding gangs in Anne Arundel County. The most recent one was last Friday, where Police Chief Tim Altomare said charges had been filed in 3 gang-related killings, but declined to provide any details. The Capital got on the case, and they found out that Jenny Rivera Lopez, 21, was driven on June 24th to a remote spot on or near the grounds of Camp Barnett in Crownsville, where she was beaten to death and buried. Police said the homicide was orchestrated by at least 5 people in varying ways. Darvin Guerra Zacarias, 25, of Silver Spring; Francisco Ramirez Pena, 22, of an unknown origin; Brenda Agueta, 18, of Silver Spring; Irvin Figueroa, 18, of Annapolis; Ronald Mendez Sosa of Edgewater, and all 5 are being held without bond. It's unknown if Rivera Lopez's death is linked to any of the other killings that Altomare had listed as being gang-related. While the police department will not confirm that the gang involved is the notorious MS-13, however, they do say that it is a gang-related killing. MS-13 is a violent El Salvadoran gang which has gained strength in the Washington, D.C. suburbs in recent years and has been linked to recent violent crimes in the Annapolis area. On a much brighter note, the city of Annapolis is getting a couple new dog parks. The mayor, Alderman Fred Payon, as well as Chet Gladchuk, the athletic director for the Naval Academy Athletic Association, met on the corner lot of the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium to dedicate the first of several parks around the city. The small park will be fenced in, will have an area for large dogs and smaller dogs, and will primarily serve those walking from the Admiral Heights neighborhood. The Capitol is following up on a story we first reported back in June that the O'Callahan Hotel on West Street in Annapolis has been sold. At the time, we didn't know who the buyer was, but the Capitol now says a South Carolina development company has purchased the O'Callahan and plans to rebrand it as a Hilton Garden Inn after a significant renovation. The hotel is currently closed, and it is expected to open up again in the summer of 2018. And it seems as with anything with the Chesapeake Bay, it is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The number of so-called dead zones in the Chesapeake Bay rose again this year, hitting their highest point since 2014. Researchers said that this summer, the number of oxygen-deprived areas in the bay rose by about 10%. If you're looking to get out of Dodge and want to get away, Southwest Airlines yesterday started its annual 3-day sale, offering massive sales on a number of flights. Fares are as low as $100 for a round-trip ticket, with many flights originating out of BWI. To give you an idea, Atlanta, $120 round trip; Austin, $260; Cancun, $400; Charleston, $160; New Orleans, $160; Fort Lauderdale, $160; Charlotte for $100; Chicago for $160; and if you want to get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland, $100 round trip. Check it out at southwest.com. In Hollywood news, Harvey Weinstein is probably one of the biggest pigs ever born. Make sure you check out the expose both in the New York Times and the New Yorker magazine to get some insight into that. And if Miramax wanted to make a difference, a real difference, they should put a salary freeze on all of their employees for a full year and donate 100% of the proceeds from any production made during that year to causes that support battered women, sexually abused women, and causes that fight against discrimination in the workplace. Hey, if you like what you're hearing, please let your friends know about the On Annapolis Daily News Brief. Make sure that you're subscribed to it wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, which is formerly called iTunes, give us a rating, leave us a recommendation. That way we can get a little bit better for you. But please do remember to tell people that you know about the Daily News Brief if you enjoy it. And thank you for listening.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George from DMV Weather. Here's your Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, October 11th. Today will be the first of 3 straight days of cool, wet weather for the Annapolis area before another weekend warm-up across all of Anne Arundel County. For today specifically, we posted a target high temp on our website of 75 degrees for Annapolis and 74 for BWI Airport. 2 high temps that may have been reached already in the early morning hours today, as there was still plenty of warm air in the region after midnight from Tuesday's summer-like day in the 80s. Therefore, expect temps to pretty much hold steady throughout the day today, or even fall a degree or two, as clouds rule the skies above and scattered showers move across the region as a bunched up series of fronts driven by a low pressure system to our west moves over the area. And expect drizzle and showers to persist into Thursday and Friday, as highs each day top out in the 65 to 70 degree range before everything clears out for the weekend and sunshine and 75 temps return once again. Okay, that's it for us today. Be sure to download our free app by searching for DCMD VA Weather in your app store, and also be sure to follow us 24/7, 365 on our website at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook. This is George Young of DMV Weather with your Annapolis forecast. Whatever the weather out there, have fun and be safe.
The Eye on Annapolis Daily is possible in part because of the incredibly generous support of Rams Head On Stage. Rams Head, where every seat is less than 48 feet from the stage, brings more than 400 concerts a year to the area. To wet your whistle, check out some of these upcoming shows. Coming up this weekend, Peter Noon and Herman's Hermits on Friday and Saturday. Next Thursday, Who's Bad? The ultimate Michael Jackson experience comes to West Street. And on the 25th, Daryl Sturmer, the lead guitarist of Genesis, brings the music of Genesis and his solo work to Rams Head. And don't forget, over at Maryland Hall on November 20th, it's a throwback to your younger days with Air Supply. And on November 30th, Melissa Etheridge with her Merry Christmas Baby Holiday show comes to town. Tickets are still available for all of these shows, and you can get yours at ramsheadonstage.com, or if you want to go old school, head on down to their box office. Rams Head is located in the heart of beautiful downtown Annapolis at 33 West Street. For a guaranteed great night out on the town, ramsheadonstage.com.
If you're looking for local sports, it's right here, right now on the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief.
Hey guys, it's Kevin with your Eye on Sports. We're going to jump right into it with the disappointing loss the U.S. men's national team faced against Trinidad and Tobago. They lost 2-1 last night in the final game of World Cup qualifiers. They have failed to qualify for the World Cup for the first time since 1986. So anybody that doesn't follow soccer, this doesn't matter to you. And anybody who does, well, there's only like 3 of you, so, at least you made the podcast. Since we're talking about soccer, let's keep the ball rolling with varsity boys soccer. Chesapeake was at Severna Park, where Severna Park beat them 3-0. Broadneck at Northeast. Broadneck overcame Northeast 4-0. Glen Burnie at Arundel. Arundel doubled them up 4-2. Meade at South River. Meade won. Close game, 1-0. And Old Mill at Southern. Old Mill won 4-3 in overtime. Varsity girls soccer, Chesapeake at Severna Park, same score, 3-0. Old Mill at Southern, that was a tie, 1-1. Glen Burnie at Arundel, Arundel whooped them 11-3. Meade at South River won 5-0. And Broadneck at Northeast, Broadneck destroyed 7-0. On to varsity girls volleyball, Northeast at Chesapeake, Science Point, Northeast won 3-0. Severna Park over South River, 3-0. At North County at Annapolis, North County won 3-0. Varsity field hockey, Northeast was at Glen Burnie. Northeast shut them out 5-0. Severna Park at Chesapeake. Chesapeake won the close game 1-0. Southern at Old Mill won 5-0. Arundel at North County, Arundel beat them 9-0. And Annapolis at Broadneck, Broadneck won 3-0. This has been your Eye on Sports. I'm Kevin Chaney, and if you're not already, make sure you're following me on Twitter at KChaneySports. See you guys tomorrow.
Wow. Now, doesn't that music sound fancy and important? Well, it is. Hey, it's John. As you know, Eye on Annapolis and the Maryland Crabs are co-sponsoring a Mayoral Debate on October 15th at Rams Head On Stage. Unfortunately, it's sold out, but we will be live streaming it. However, we do need your help. We are soliciting questions for the candidates from our listeners. I am sure you have one or two, so just jot them down in an email and send them to info@themarylandcrabs.com or info@ionannapolis.net, and we will sift through them and ask the candidates directly on your behalf. Please make sure they're specific to the candidate and include your first name and your ward or neighborhood, just so we sort of know where the questions are coming from. Thank you very much, and we will see you on the 15th, whether it be in person or on live streaming. And hey, the general election for the city of Annapolis is on November 7th. And if you need to register to vote, or you need to change your registration, meaning your party affiliation, your address, your name, etc., you have until Monday, October 9th to do it. So put that on your calendar, and we will see you at the polls.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at noon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.